Hey friends, Joe the Farmer here, and if you enjoy using chainsaws and you're sick and tired of your chainsaw rattling around the back of your UTV, today's video is going to be for you. So stick around with us and I'll show you what I use here on the farm and what we're going to install today to make sure that my chainsaws stay top notch, they don't get busted, roll around, or fall out of the back of the UTV. So stick with us, we'll show you what we're doing. Okay, so we're real excited to have you here on the farm with us today. It is a beautiful day. It's windy, but it has been brutal this winter, and we're just so excited that spring is finally coming, and you're starting to see the hay come up and the blooms come on the trees, and summer's around the corner. What that usually means here on the farm is that means it's chainsaw season. We have so many trees down here, and we do a lot of firewood here on the farm. And if you're not a subscriber to the channel, we'd love to have you in the future. The little subscribe tab down there will be the place where you can do that. If you'd love to come back here and check out what we do, we'd love to have you. But today we're going to talk about a product that is a very inexpensive product, in my opinion, for protecting your chainsaws. Chainsaws these days are anywhere from $400 to $800 or more. If you're lucky enough to get one of those steel fuel-injected saws, then you're paying a lot more than that. But I'm tired of my chainsaws rattling around the back of the UTV. The UTV bed is not very big. You have a little bit of space here for things that you need to put in there. It's just not a great place to have a chainsaw rattling around, and it's sharp. It can be dangerous. So Sawhall is a company that you've probably seen on the internet before, and you've probably seen on YouTube videos before. Today I'm going to install one here. I've actually installed one on my cab tractor. Before I bought the first one, I thought to myself, I wonder if this would even work on a cab tractor. So we did a video on that, and it works fantastic. It is a really great American product and very well built, very well thought out. And I think it's I paid about $100 for it, maybe $120 depending on the options. And this one's about the same. So the one that I have today is this is the Sawhall ROPS rollover protection system and man lift. Now I don't have a man lift. It'd be very handy to have right now. I wish I did. But this one we're going to put on the rollover protection system or the piping here on the UTV. So if you measure your pipes, this is a typical roll cage that's on a UTV. They're pretty much very standard. I don't think you're going to find one that's going to be too big or too small. And this piece, I've already kind of checked it out, and it really does look like it's going to fit well. I think this is probably going to be a very quick video because it doesn't look like there's really anything to the install. And I really just want to share with you what it looks like and the application here on this UTV. So this is a Coleman Sector 550 UTV. We got this from Tractor Supply, and it has been an absolute workhorse here on the farm. If you go in the review section, some people will complain about them, say, it's Chinese, it's this, it's that, and I get it. I would love to have everything that I buy built in America for a fair price, and unfortunately, we just don't do as much manufacturing as we used to. And Coleman is a Hisun. Hisun is a Chinese company that has been in UTVs here for probably past, I guess, 4 or 5 years-ish. And we have 2 of these units here on the farm. We have this one and we have an electric one. And I'll tell you what, I've been incredibly impressed with it. You can get them on clearance sometimes around $79.99, and that's with a windshield, a winch, the dump bed, nicer wheels, turn signals. It's almost street legal. For $8,000 when you're buying a UTV, I mean, I don't know about you at home, but I know this thing's going to get dirty. It's going to get abused. It's going to get worked really, really hard because, these really are the workhorses of the farm. This and the tractor and even the Ventrac, those 3 really take a lot of abuse around here. So we needed to get something that we knew, if we destroyed it, we're not devastated, but it's taken everything we've thrown at it. Even the most surprising thing is I've only had to plug a couple tires on this, which if you've watched any of our other videos, we've gotten into some pretty hairy stuff. But so this machine will haul firewood, it will haul the chainsaw, it will pull trailers, it will haul deer out of the woods, it will use the winch to pull a tree down. We've kind of done it all with this thing, and it's it's a great machine. But we're here to talk about the Sawhall, so let's go ahead and see if we can't get the Sawhall installed on there. I'm going to show you what's in the box. There's really not a whole lot to this thing. It's just a company taking a very common issue that we all have, coming up with a great product for a fair price. So let's go ahead and put the Sawhall on this thing. Okay, so as we get into the box, very simple. There's not a whole lot in here. I've already taken the scabbard out. The scabbard is really just a plastic piece. This thing will just go into the receiver that you're going to bolt on here in a second. We'll show you. But this scabbard is pretty heavy duty plastic. There is a couple drain holes in the bottom, which is great because if it rains or if you get water in there or if there's oil on the saw or something, it will drain out these little peep holes that they have there. Or weep holes, peep holes, whatever you want to call them. But as we open this thing up, there's not much to the box. You have this hardware box. The instructions are very simple to read. These instructions actually, if you buy, which I did, if you buy the tractor Sawhall, then this will actually give you instructions for some of the other products that they have, so you can kind of take a look and see how you install it and what the application would be. But literally, when I came in here and looked at these instructions, there is one section on how to do this. You really don't need any power tools. I do have my impact wrench that I'm going to go ahead and secure it down with, because I want it to be around there real tight, but there's not a whole lot that you need with this thing. But you know, you could feel free to look through there online if you'd like to. There's a couple other options you can get, which none of that really applies to what I need. A little rain cover would probably be helpful, but you know, most of my machines are kept under cover from the rain. So now, looking in the box, I've already kind of mocked this up already, but 2 washers, a bolt, and then you have a nylon washer here which will lock down on there when you ratchet it down, so it shouldn't creep back out. And what I like about this on the tractor is that it's not loud. There's no real kind of rattling, or I don't like rattles. Rattles, they just irk me. It's something's not done right if it's rattling. So this does not rattle on the tractor, and I'm sure it won't rattle on here. That nylon washer and just, you know, cinching it down real tight should do the job. Okay, so the only tools you'll really need to put this on there, here's a 9/16 wrench, and I took this from my DeWalt kit. I'll go ahead and put a link down in the description below about this DeWalt kit. If you don't have a great ratchet set, or if you're really in the market for one, this DeWalt stuff, they haven't given me a nickel to say this, and just the fit and finish, and the things they thought through on here, just a couple little grips on there, which is nice to have. And you know, even on the hardware, you know, these things are just, you know, if you want to kind of spin something off, just to think ahead and have that abrasive thing on there. It's just, this is not the stuff you're going to find at Harbor Freight. It's great stuff. I'm kind of a DeWalt guy. I'll use any power tool that's going to make the job easier, but if I'm going to reach for a tool and buy something, I'm going to buy a DeWalt, because these things are just bulletproof. I actually had a drill that was sitting in the back of the UTV one time, and I had a bunch of hydraulic fluid back there, and the hydraulic fluid spilled, rolled over, and one of my drills were completely bathing in hydraulic fluid. So what do? You dry it out, you start it up, put a new battery on it, worked fine. All right, so we are going to set this about as high as I can get it around that seat belt. And I'm notorious for whenever I install something, I'll put the name upside down. So this time I'm gonna think ahead, and I'm gonna make sure I get the name right. I don't know, it's a little idiosyncrasies it's the little things that make you realize you did a job right. Okay, that's about it. So I have not tightened this down. Real quickly, I do want to reference that a rollover protection system, or any kind of ROPS, these are meant to save your life. Yes, they hold the roof, they'll hold the windshield, they have little grab bars and stuff on them, but they're really intended to save your life if this thing flips over. So given the fact that these are constantly being re-engineered to be lighter, this is probably just strong enough to support the weight of the vehicle. The reason I'm saying all this is that when I cinch this thing down, or when I get the impact wrench, those things are incredibly powerful, and you know, pulling this, I don't want to dent this rollover protection system. If you do, you can compromise it if it ever does flip. And you know, we have a lot of hills out here, and you know, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure I don't flip it, but I'm not going to say it's out of the question. But you know, we have seat belts, we have the rollover protection system, but you know, tighten this thing down to where it's not going to move, but you don't have to go Hercules on it. Just make sure it's on there tight. So that's our safety tip, and I've absolved myself from any kind of legal liability. Okay, let's finish up. Okay, now all I'm going to do is just make sure this is lined up pretty much so it's not hanging off the side weird. And then I need to get my chainsaw, and let's tighten it down a little bit first though. Just going to put your wrench back there real lightly. I don't want to get this thing on there permanently until I know that the chainsaw is going to fit there, and I don't need to make any adjustments. Okay, so now I'm going to take my scabbard. All you do is you stick that in there, push it down. You can kind of see it's in there pretty solid. And then I have this is a 56cc chainsaw. This is a Makita EA5600 FRGG. And this is a great chainsaw. It's really a Dolmar, Makita bought Dolmar, and I've had a great experience with it. I have a Husqvarna Rancher 455, I believe. And the great thing about that is the chain is identical for this and that Husqvarna. So keeping some kind of continuity in the farm is always good. And putting this sucker in there. Look at that. Well, friends, I would say that is a fantastic fit. What a great product. American-made company, and not very expensive. Like I said, I think it's about $120, and these chainsaws, $400 or $500 for a chainsaw. And once you get it broken in, the thing about a chainsaw is, yes, you can replace it. It's not incredibly expensive, but once you get a two-stroke engine broken in, these things are like old friends. You don't want to have them get destroyed for something stupid like just rolling around in a UTV or falling out of the back. So this really gives the chainsaw a nice little home on the UTV. It gives you all of your bed space back, and also the blades and everything are secure because this scabbard is going to keep you safe. So anyway, we do appreciate you watching this video. Again, the company's called Sawhall. I'll leave a link down below in the description where you can purchase one if you'd like to. We're Amazon affiliates, so we do get a commission for something like that, but you're welcome to go on their website and buy one, or just do your research. There's plenty of videos on YouTube that give great information about these things, but here on the farm, we're really happy with them. This is the second one, and I can see us buying another couple. So anyway, I do appreciate you watching these videos, and if you want to come along with us in the future, hit the subscribe button down there and give us a like if you enjoyed this kind of thing, because we have a lot of fun projects coming up. We have spring and summer, and we'll be doing all kinds of stuff here on the farm as far as gardening and everything, and then we'll go into the fall and the winter, where we'll be doing a lot of food plots and hunting, and we just love the outdoors. So with that said, we do appreciate you watching this video, and we hope to see you on the next one. I'm Joe the Farmer. We out.